Boxing on the inside there. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yes. Oh, what a ball. He's out.
These are some of the deadliest Yorkers ever bowled in the history of cricket. Deliveries so precise, so fast, or so unexpected that batters didn't just get out, they went down.
When you need him, he's always there.
Number 20, Jasprit Bumrah, best fast bowler in the world, with a Yorker so vicious the batter never got the chance to read it. Mumbai Indians versus Gujarat Titans IPL. Gujarat needed 78 off 39, and Sai Sudarshan and Washington Sundar were doing exactly what a chase needs. Then, Bumrah ran in and speared a full Yorker at Sundar on 48, dead at off stump. Sundar went down face first into the dirt before the umpire even had time to raise the finger.
When you need him, he's always there.
Number 19, same bowler, different jersey. Ishan Kishan, Bumrah's own teammate at the time, ran into Mukesh Chowdhury, who'd already picked up a wicket with the first ball of his over. Instead of settling, he doubled down and produced a full, fast Yorker dead on the block hole. Kishan had no answer. He went down on his knees, beaten completely, and CSK's dugout erupted. Number 18. Fast bowlers owning this list gets predictable. Here's a spinner breaking the rules. Shahid Afridi, playing in the Caribbean Premier League, fired one in at 125 kilometers per hour to Andre Russell, a batter who fears almost nothing. Russell had zero answer. Nobody sets up for a Yorker from a leg spinner, and that's exactly what made it land.
Oh, he nearly yorked him.
Number 17. Wahab Riaz makes his living off swing. That's the plan every single time he runs in, angling the ball across right-handers and hoping for the outside edge. But in one match in the South African League, he abandoned the plan entirely mid-over and speared a full, fast Yorker instead, with almost no visible change in his run-up to give it away. Whew, the batter didn't just miss it. He ended up flat on his back with two stumps cartwheeling behind him. And the disguise on the delivery was so complete that even the replay analysis struggled to spot when Riaz changed his plan.
Oh, what a ball! Could that be the game?
Number 16. Getting bowled by a Yorker is one thing. Losing your bat in the process is another level of embarrassment entirely. West Indies versus Zimbabwe. Kemar Roach fires one in on a fast, bouncy surface where batters were already under pressure. The batter panics under the pace, and instead of getting his bat down in defense, he jams it into the ground so hard on the follow-through that it snaps clean in half. Wicket gone, bat gone, dignity gone. It's one of those rare deliveries where the aftermath is almost more memorable than the dismissal itself.
Oh, what very well. Very, very well.
Number 15. Shane Bond terrorized batting lineups for New Zealand for years, and this Yorker against a West Indies batter is exactly why he's remembered as one of the most fearsome fast bowlers of his generation, despite a relatively short career cut down by injuries. The pace on this delivery didn't give the batter time to think, let alone react. He was on the ground before his brain had even finished processing what had happened. And Bond barely celebrated, because for him, this was simply Tuesday.
Beautifully bowled. Beautifully bowled.
Number 14. You can't make a Yorkers list without Lasith Malinga, the man they call the king of the format, thanks to a slinging, low-arm action that made his deliveries almost impossible to pick out of his hand. Bangladesh's Tamim Iqbal stepped in against him in a high-pressure run chase, and Malinga speared his signature toe crusher straight through him. Full, fast, and dipping late under the bat. Whew. Stumps gone, and the crowd's energy jumped an entire gear in a single ball, because everyone in the stadium knew exactly what they just watched. Peak Malinga, doing what he did better than almost anyone in the format's history.
Oh, the nipping Yorker. Lasith Malinga
strikes. And that is the trademark delivery has got rid of...
Number 13. Not every entry on this list needs a big name attached to it. When Mustafizur Rahman was still a newcomer in the IPL, largely unproven and unknown outside Bangladesh, he bowled Andre Russell, arguably KKR's most dangerous hitter and a batter capable of turning any match on its own in 4 overs with a Yorker that changed the entire mood of the stadium in an instant. Whew. If Russell had survived that ball and settled in, the match could have gone anywhere. He didn't, and a young bowler's reputation was made in a single delivery. Number 12. Waqar Younis, one of Pakistan's greatest fast bowlers and one of the pioneers of reverse swing, once bowled a Yorker with such raw pace that the stump didn't just fall, it flew 4 feet from where it was originally planted in the ground. You don't need commentary or a speed gun reading to know how fast that ball was. The stump traveling that distance tells the entire story on its own, and it's the kind of visual that still gets replayed decades later. Number 11. Yorkers in Test cricket are rare enough on their own to be memorable, since the format usually rewards patience and seam movement over raw pace and length precision. This one has extra weight because it's a legend bowling to a legend. Jacques Kallis produced a slower Yorker that Ricky Ponting, one of the greatest batters in the game's history and someone who rarely looked rattled at the crease, simply couldn't pick. The change of pace alone was enough to send him down to his knees, beaten not by speed, but by deception.
What a beauty from Kallis!
Number 10. Shaheen Afridi found a batter in a Pakistani T20 league who had absolutely no answer for his Yorker, and no helmet-related luck either, given how close the ball came to making real contact. If he hadn't been wearing full protective gear, this entry would have needed a very different kind of highlight reel, the kind involving a medical team instead of a commentary box.
That one strikes him!
Most Yorkers aim at off-stump, angling in to trap the batter on the crease. This one didn't. New Zealand's Matt Henry, playing against Sri Lanka, bent a Yorker back in through the gate between bat and pad and took out leg stump instead. A delivery so precise, combining full length with genuine inward swing, that it made instant fans out of everyone watching, including a fair few opposition players in the dugout.
Oh, Bowden! Yes, sir!
Number 8. Tom Curran in the International League T20 produced a leg stump Yorker so good against Nicholas Pooran, a batter known for his aggressive, fearless stroke play, that the wicket was never really in doubt from the moment it left his hand. What made it truly unforgettable, though, was Pooran hitting the ground on the follow-through and turning around mid-fall just to see his own stumps scattered behind him, almost as if he needed visual confirmation of what had just happened.
Outstanding.
Number 7. Not every batter facing a Yorker panics. Some genuinely try to counterattack rather than simply survive it. David Malan attempted exactly that against Kagiso Rabada, backing himself to get under the ball and find the boundary. He paid for it instantly. Rabada didn't give him a single half-second to adjust his plan mid-delivery, and Malan ended up on his knees before he'd even finished playing the shot he was attempting.
Malan, on the other hand, fell victim to the returning Kagiso Rabada.
Number 6. Rabada's height gives him a steep angle on a Yorker that most bowlers simply don't have access to, forcing the ball down into the block hole from a different trajectory than batters are used to facing. Jofra Archer, back when he was one of the most feared bowlers in the IPL and genuinely rapid through the air, had that exact same weapon in his arsenal. This particular delivery flattened a batter who had no real idea what had hit him until the replay showed it back.
Ball here, and now he's got 3 for 7 from his last 2 overs. That is class bowling from Jofra Archer.
Number 5. Everyone remembers Stuart Broad for the over Yuvraj Singh hit for 6 sixes in a T20 World Cup. It's one of the most replayed overs in the format's history. Almost nobody talks about how genuinely good his Yorkers actually are, especially in the longer format. In an Ashes test, Broad speared one in at Marnus Labuschagne mid-reverse sweep setup, catching him in the process of shifting his stance, and completely dismantled the shot before it even properly started. Number 4, Bumrah again, but this time in whites, not colors, proving the skill translates across every format he plays. England versus India, with India needing quick wickets to stretch a small first innings lead into something more defendable. On the 5th ball of his over, Bumrah yorked England's Ollie Pope so cleanly that 2 of the 3 stumps ended up scattered in completely different directions on impact. Same bowler, same brutality, an entirely different format, which is exactly what separates a genuinely great Yorker bowler from a good one.
What a ball! What a bowler! Do you ever know what's coming next with Jasprit Bumrah? And he's knocked over someone who's played 55 balls.
Number 3, fast Yorkers get all the attention on lists like this one, but a well-disguised slow Yorker can be every bit as lethal, sometimes more so, because batters set themselves for pace that never arrives. This Australian bowler's slower Yorker completely wrong-footed the batter facing it, who was beaten so cleanly and so early in his shot that it barely even looked like a contest by the time the ball hit the stumps.
Oh, well bowled. Good Yorker there from rifle.
Number 2, Ishant Sharma, playing for Delhi in the IPL, ran in against KKR's Andre Russell, a batter who never saw this particular delivery coming, despite facing plenty of pace bowling throughout his career. One perfectly executed Yorker later, full and fast and landing exactly where Ishant intended it to, Russell was face down on the turf, completely done in, and the KKR dugout went almost silent.
Oh, what a ball! Ishant Sharma! Batter on the ground, stumps pushed back.
Number 1, and this is the one we saved for the very end, because after 19 brutal deliveries, this is the Yorker that made even seasoned commentators stop mid-sentence. The kind of ball that gets replayed in slow motion 4 or 5 times before anyone even attempts to describe what just happened. Which one of these actually made you flinch? Drop the number in the comments. Not just great video. Like this if any of these Yorkers got you. And subscribe to Non-Stop Cricket if you want more of this every week.